So we are live, and this is the day 16 of the DSA challenge. And in the previous streaming session, we are solving two kind of patterns. The first is a normal Hello diamond pattern and print the star diagonal pattern. In the previous, we solved two patterns, and one pattern has been repeated. That was the diamond pattern. And in this streaming session, we are solving some new questions of the patterns. And basically, this week has been completely goes with the solving this kind of patterns. And once this pattern has been done, we just simply revise the concept that we study in the previous. And from that, we are just startly moving to official DSA, that was the function and arrays. Currently, we are just still focusing on some questions that was help to build our basic foundation or basic logical thinking. And I hope it makes sense. And if it is, just let me know in the chat. And before starting this session, I will just simply check how was my voice quality and should I just start the streaming session without any interruption or anything. And in this streaming session, we are solving some new questions. Okay, so my voice is clear and everything is perfect. And now I'm just start the streaming session. And if you have any kind of question, you can just simply ask me in the chat. So now I just continue and start this streaming session. Okay. But before moving to that, this is the previous code that will be written on the tomorrow, or that was written by me on yesterday. Okay, and this is the code that was the pattern for the diamond pattern. This is for the upper side, and hello diamond pattern was not a completed diamond pattern. We are just simply printing the border of the diamond. Okay, that was an alloy diamond pattern. And if I was simply run that program, so here you can see that this was the pattern of a alloy diamond pattern. Okay, here it is. And now we'll understand that code. So we're just moving to we just taking simply a revision and go through that code. Okay. So first thing we have to print this upper side. Let me show the output. Here is the pattern. Okay. The output of code. First thing, we have printing this pattern. Okay, not this, from this to this. Okay. And now, first thing we have to print first upper side and then lower side. So upper side we just simply creating a loop that was running from zero and run until it reaches to the num. Okay. That means our loop will be run how much the row. Suppose it's five, so it's run mode one, two, three, four, five. So the first upper loop that was run at least five times. And this is simply print space before star. So you can see that they have a star and simply see that there are some spaces. The first thing, this is the code for the pattern. So for let I is equal to my 0 and I should be less than num. So num is in addition is 5 and minus row. So row is 0 minus 1. So that's mean a 5 minus row is 0. So that's mean it's 5 and then minus 1. So it's 4. So now the 4 and rows plus is equal to 0. So simply in the rows that plus is equal to we simply sum the spaces into that row variable. So in that case, the rows has a 4 spaces that was simply stored in the front of the in the left side of the element. Okay, so first thing they just print a 4 spaces, and once this condition has been done, they just simply moving to print stars. And here's the star pattern. And now let's see what happened in the printing star loop. Okay, so this is the loop that also starting from the zero. Okay, but it's run only when it's less than rows into 2 plus me 1. What is rows? And rows is here is 0. Okay, it's 0. And now it's multiplied by 2 and plus 1. So in the initially, it's the value of rows is 1. And we just simply, the I was run until it's reached the less than 1 and I plus plus plus. If I is equal to my 0. Okay, if I is equal to 0, that means 0 is equal to 0 and I is equal to multiply by rho is equal to my 4. So initially 0 into my 2 is completely 0. Okay, rows is 0 and 0 equal to my 0. So that's mean that both condition has been satisfied. So if that condition was satisfied, we just simply printing a at least one condition should be satisfied, and in that both condition is satisfied. So we just simply printing a one star here, and that we just simply moving to else condition, but it's not matched because this condition has been matched. So this is simply printing a one star, and then we simply print a rows. So this star has printed. Okay. I hope it makes the sense and you will understand. If it you just let me know in the chat. If you understand it, just let me know in the chat. It's not a very hard thing. Like first thing, it's for me, it's hard, but now it's actually making sense. If you understand it, then it's easy. If you can't understand it, that is hard. Okay, okay. They just see YouTube has just facing a buffering issue. If you are facing any kind of issue, just you can just simply let me know in chat. Okay, guys. If you see any kind of issue, just you can simply let me know in the chat. Okay. Okay, let me just see the analytics. So is YouTube just sharing a good impression to me or not? Okay, so currently we have just sending a five impression. That's mean YouTube just is still starting this test. It's still just putting sending the impression to the viewer. Yeah, there is no kind of issue. Okay, now let's go to that question. Okay, so that's all. Okay, and now we have console.log rows. So they just simply printing a upper side of rows. And in that, we have this once this loop is run, okay, then we just simply goes to the rows, and now the rows value is 1 and rows is less than none. So 1 is less than 5. So the condition was matched and rows plus plus. And let rows starting from the completely. And currently now the rows has value. So you already know that when we have just use the console.log, so the line was break and now our row is goes to this line. And now initially the I is 1 and I is num is 5 and rows is 0. So it's 1 and minus 1. So that's means 5 minus 1 is 4 and 4 minus 1 is 3 and this is I plus plus. So that's means the value of this according to this subtraction or this the value is 3 now and rows plus equal to my increment. So this is simply printing three spaces here. You can easily see the three spaces here. And after that, we have just write a program to start printing. In the previous, you see that they're printing only one star. But now they're printing two star. How? Because in that we have just starting the loop from I is 0 and I should be less than a rows multiplied by 2 plus 7. So now the I is the rows is 1 and 1 multiplied by 2 is around uh, 2 and 2 plus 11 is 3 and I plus plus 3. So that's mean if so it's run almost three times. Okay, so first thing what happened if I is equal to my 0, I is now 0. Okay, it's 0. But if I is equal to my if I is equal to rows multiplied by 2. So that's mean I is equal to 0. I is if I is 0. I is 0. Yes. But or I is equal to my rows multiplied by 2. So rows value is now row value is initially is 1 and 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. So I is equal to my 2. This condition was not matched. So we just simply mm, not printing star, we simply printing spaces. And then this loop goes to here. And now the I value is 1. And 1 is less than 3. Yes, this condition was also matched. And I is equal to 0, knowing but I is equal to rows multiplied by 2. So the rows multiplied by 2 is now is 1 into my, its rows value is 2 into my 2. So it's 4. So I is equal to my 4 now. So we just simply print spaces again. Okay, and then we go to here and let's see if in now situation so the I is 0 to 1 and now it's 2 and 2 is less than 3, so it's now 3 and 3 is I plus so I is equal to my 0, it's okay, or and I is equal to my rows is 1 into my 2 into my 2, so I is equal to 2. I think I was just struggling to understand this code. Suppose I think I should write the code, dry run this code. Okay. I think I should need to dry run this code. Because it's actually little kind of confusion. Not so much, but it's just creating a little confusion for me. Okay. So I just simply go to the GPT, and this was the question for the another if we have just solved on the next question. So now we just using I think I'm using a cloud now. So let's me try run this code. Okay, try run this code. Let's see. Printing a one star, then one star space, one star full space, one star full space. I think I have to provide the complete code because they have an incomplete code. So that's they just give the output of the code that actually doesn't make any kind of sense. Okay, so here is the plot. Okay, let's see what it's give us it was. Okay, and now it's a creative level. If my voice is clear to everyone, if my voice is clear to everyone, just put down a simply thumb button on the chat. Okay. Because I just bought this mic, but I don't think they will provide the right quality of clearance in the mic. But I can't have any kind of option, so we have to still choose that. Okay. I'm still just using that. Okay. So this is the upper half. So each of it to a star. This to it. Okay. That's mean if I zero in the first position, I row is equal to it. So the last position is equal to the average in between. I've become as this below middle quality. Row is goes to be on the upper line. Same exact regular once again. It was. Now, okay, this where the PS4 and this is the code. Okay. So first thing initially the value is zero and row value is now. If there in that condition was just one. Okay, so just printing of one. And in now spaces is four. So first thing zero and four spaces. So one star and four spaces. Okay. One, two, three, four. Okay, four spaces and one star. In that row value is one, spaces is three. Space value is row value one. Is printing a space three. So one star to three space, three. So star and then star two. We're printing star in a sequence way. We're just making a spaces. Okay. If the spacing has been increased. So in that condition, is first thing they print three spaces. Okay. And after that, they just simply printing a star and then one space and one star. Why the inner loop make a hello shape? So if I is equal to my zero, I is equal to my rows multiplied by two, so then print else, otherwise space. So if I is equal to my zero, okay, that was not suitable for that. I think Claude is not good for explaining things. I think I have to Google GPT. Okay, a buffering issue. Let me just I think it's a buffering in the streaming. Are you anyone of that feeling the buffering issue in the streaming? And if it is, just let me know. I add quality of clearance in the mic, but let me just to three. Okay, but the killer would make a hello shift. So if I is equal to my zero, I is equal to my rows multiplied by two, so then print else, otherwise space. So if I is equal to my zero, okay, that was not suitable for that. I think Claude is not good for explaining things. I think I have. Okay, so if I were just simply go to there and let's see how this trial and this code. So left upper side, this was the row. And it was starting from since 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was starting from the 4 time and row is 0. So rows, num minus rows is 1, 5 minus 3 is 4. Okay, so it's 4. And then printing of 4 spaces where I just simply see in that program. Okay, so it's 4 spaces and rows multiplied by 2 plus 1, so it's 1. So then they print simply I is 1, 0. We add star. Okay, I is equal to my 0 since current result 1. Okay. And now rows is 1. 5 minus 1 is equal to my 3. Okay, so it's print 3 spaces and start loop for 1 multiplied by 2 plus by 1 is equal to my 3. So 1 multiplied by it's 1 and 1 multiplied by 2 plus by 1. So its value is 3. So I is equal to my 0, 1, 2, 3. So I is equal to my 0, right condition print star. And now in the first false because I is now 1 and false. First thing is 0, I is equal to the 0 print star. I is 1, false and print space. I is 2 now, so rows is 2. I is rows value is 1, 1 into my 2, so 2 is 2, so then print is star. And now simply they just break the line. Okay. And row 2 value now the 5 minus 2 minus 1 is 2, so spaces is 2. Here we clearly visible see that they just printing are two spaces here. Okay, two spaces here and start loop from 2 multiplied by 2 plus by 1 is equal to 5. So star space and then press star. Rows 3 and that's goes on. Okay. That was just little kind of mathematics. If you understood, if you are good in mathematics, I think you don't feel stuck to solve this kind of question because it's really not so hard if you know how the actual code was working. I think. Okay. And this is all about that pattern. And now we are just start moving to solving the next pattern. Okay. And now we are just start moving to the next pattern. Okay. So here we are. So the next pattern was simply I just goes to the what is the next question? Here is the sheet number changing parameter pattern. The number changing parameter pattern. So number changing parameter pattern was simply look like this. And I think this code was not so hard for me. If I don't write this kind of code, really I have to making a sannyas from DSA. Okay. But I'm not right. But मैं नहीं देखा ठीक है. Okay. So let's creating a file name with 27 AUGUFS dot js. I think this is a good way to save a file name if you practice or learning any kind of thing. They just show the documentation of at which day you code and which day you don't. Okay, so let me just printing the number changing parameter pattern. Number number changing parameter. Number changing parameter. I just forgot the spelling of Pyramid. Pyra. Pyramid. I think it suggests me code. Py. Okay, Py. I don't need any kind of suggestion from now because I just read so I can just write my own manual code. So the pattern was simple this. Okay. So this is the pattern. First thing the value of I and then just print like so this that none is starting from the 5. Okay. And for loop starting from that I starting from the 1 and I is run until it less than num. Okay, and I plus plus. Okay, this is the basic loop that was running from 1 and then until the num value. This is inner loop, outer loop. Okay, this is our outer outer loop. And now here we just write a program of inner loop. Okay, inner loop for that I was starting from the 1 and run until its I is less than. I think I have to make sure this was also the value if this is rows. So actually I need to this use this variable. Okay, rows plus plus and I starting with the win and then until it less than rows I plus student. Study out. Why it's giving me error? Console dot log. Sorry. 1 1 2 1 1 2 3 4. Okay, so it's not making any sense. So what I have to just print the first thing they print simply and I look order. I is less than equal to rows. So first thing starting from the 1 and rows is 1. So print actually stuck by solving this kind of easy peasy questions. Keep going. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Thanks for such kind of the chat. Keep going. Yeah, man. I keep going and keep trying. And I'm doing again and again. 5 होगा. So first thing, this loop is simply printing the two ones. Sorry guys, sorry. 4, that are starting from the 1, and I learned enter is less than 4 nonsense, and I plus this loop is simply running for the value. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 to that, and there we just simply write up 4 that j is starting from the 1, and j is run until it's less than equal to I. Okay, and j plus plus. ये 1 हो जाएगा, and then it's goes to 2, so it's starting from 2 and 2 is less than 0. So yeah, it's not actually so we have to just make sure I was starting from I. First loop is perfect for rows and column. We have to just print I is less than equal to 4. So it's process dot std out dot write j. Why it's giving me an error of this code? I think I am using a process.std out in the previous section, but I think should we have writing and I am writing something wrong, because it's just give me an error and I don't understand that why it's giving me any kind of this kind of like error. The process.std.out is right, and I write like same like this. Okay, and it's j now. Now I just run this program, throw an error, and why it's just giving me an error. I don't understand that from where they just provide send me an error. Throw new error invalid argument type. console.log. And if I just simply write this program, and I think it's actually working exactly like this. So first thing we'll print 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, and it's not starting from I plus, it's starting from this I. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 5. Okay, this is the pattern. It was actually running exactly like this, but I don't understand how I can just write this code into a sequence manner. Mhm. I think at that time I need a help from GPT. Okay, I just actually need a help from the GPT because my code was actually correct and it's actually the output was same like the pattern was the printing, but I don't know. Yes, your code is correct, but basic logic is just like you have write this. But think I as the row number is J as the number you are printing. So I learn one. So why doesn't it look like a cloud? Your console.log immediately move to the next line. So the missing idea is you need to select the number of one row first, then print the complete. Thing is I, so the important inner loop print the row. So how I can fix that? So in the half an hour, we have received our 103 views. But I think the streamer, there is something kind of glitch. The views was not counting because I think if the views is 103, so why currently we have only one viewer. I think it's any kind of error. It's only kind of error. If you are watching the streaming session, can you just write down the views? How many people are currently watching the streaming session? Because I don't think it's provide me an exactly like the I thought. I think it's not 7. I think it's just showing me a 7, but views are actually, I don't know what happened in exactly in this. We can just see once that streaming has been done, just like move into the code program. And let's just see what it's provided me. So you need to store the number in a string instead of that. So rule is okay, row plus is equal to matching. Okay, okay. So first thing I have to creating all like one row variable that rows is equal to me. So now it was store the string value. Okay, and console.log, right? We are just simply rows plus equal to j, and there I'm just simply printing a console.log and rows. First thing you will understood this thing. I just creating a rows and you just thought, I mean, rows is completely blank. What if they concatenate and the printing the subtraction? They just simply add the value and provide me that. But it's not because you have to, uh, what actually I have done? J starting from the 1 and let plus is equal to rows plus is equal to j. And let rows is completely blank. So we have to, okay, okay. I think now I'm starting from the 5 and my bad. I have just declared this variable in the outside of the loop. I have to put that into the inner loop. Now it's now the code has become amazing, correct? First thing we just simply format this document, and this is the code of number changing parameter. And if we just write 5 and now it's 15, and if we run like this, they will still printing a parameter of this a number pattern. Okay, that was our number pattern. And now I think we are actually officially moved to the number, I think number system questions. Okay, because we actually are solving a number type patterns. Okay, so here this is, and now this question is also done. And now next is Fibonacci pyramid pattern. Fibonacci pyramid pattern. Let's see what's the interpretation of Fibonacci pyramid pattern. And in starting, I will just see every code of the interpretation. But once I just feel little kind of confident, then I can just move this code. Okay, so this is the if I'm gonna give a normal format, but stand up and start with printing. In the Fibonacci, what we're gonna do is simply so this was some kind of pyramid pattern, but it's show me like printing a pattern like this. So I think first I need to print spaces and then variable. So let me just try to get the logic first, and then I just write a manual code. Okay, so first thing the pattern was like this. Spaces 2, then 3, and then 4. So copy this code, goes to there. And finally, I just write one program without even using an AI and write my manual code. And now the code has been working. So that was really amazing. And it's feel like very light, but yeah, it's an achievement, like because I at least I will solve some questions. Okay, so I just simply comment this code. Now let's see. In the Fibonacci, we just simply what we do, we just simply add the value of the previous number and then just show it. Just suppose it's starting from the zero and I was 111, and then it's 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 plus 13 is 21, and 21 plus 34 is 55. So that's the entire code. Okay, that was the entire code. Now we first thing we have to creating a loop, simple loop. Okay, that was 4, and left I was starting from the 0, and I was run until it's less than equal to none. Okay, just go to my where num variable and num is 10. Okay, let num is 10, and this is the num. Okay. And now I plus this. So this is the num value. And now this is the outer loop. Okay. And now this is the outer loop. I hope you understood. And if you just understood, just let me know in the chat, guys. Just let me know in the chat. Okay. If you understand that thing, just let me know in the chat. Okay. So here we are. And now I just go to the one thing. I have just one notification. Just wait for the 1 minute, guys. Just wait for the 1 minute. Okay. I will just check that. Okay. Perfect. Let's check. No internet. Okay. So here we are. And first thing we have to go there and And how many time we are streaming right now? I think it's around 40 minutes. So we can just still live more than at least we just live at least 1 hour. So I just simply go to there and let's just go to VS4. And this loop was starting with zero. I was now in I plus plus. The first thing we have to write a program for the spaces. So for print spaces. So print spaces. So print spaces, they are just simply creating all that row is equal to blank. Okay, that was zero. For loop, you were starting from for that. I was starting from the zero and I was running until if I is less than equal to num minus one. Okay, num minus one. And I plus one. What is num I minus one is just like initially num value is 5 and 4, so they're just simply printing a rows plus equal to spaces. Okay, not row, it's row. Okay, it's print spaces and print. I just give me a 1 second. Just also print the Fibonacci pattern. So here we are. I'm just creating a one variable for the let. So, sum plus is equal to dot sum is equal to my zero. So now we're starting from zero, and I will run until I will get them equal to now, and I plus so here we simply write a program to sum. If sum, they just simply concatenate the value, but we have to print that also. So sum plus equal to I. Okay. And how they just break the line? You need to write a program of breaking the line. So num is in the num. Okay, I think I just write some kind of logic so they will understand it. So space star. So first thing they print only one. So num is multiply by. So num initially is 5 and 5 multiplied by 0. 5 multiplied by I plus 1. So num is initially is the 10 and then multiply by I is 0 plus 1. So this is simply printing a one number. Okay. Now it's actually making sense. And sum plus make I is now, but whenever we have this loop is run, sum plus के अंदर I value and I was 0, so 0 has been stored here. And if they just say, so then you will get the print and I just simply print the console.log rows and then console.log why always row is row, console.log row, and then submit. This was just printing a four spaces. Okay. And let I starting from the zero, okay, and I is less than equal to my num, so num minus 1. So we're just printing 10, 10 minus 1 and I plus plus, so rows is divided by this. And this is the print Fibonacci number, so I was starting from 0 and num is print, so 1 plus 9 equal to 10. And console dot log sum. Okay, infinity loop, kill this terminal. Okay, rows plus plus equal to. So why, at which condition the loop has been not met, satisfy the condition? Num was starting from the 0 and I less than num. So num is 10, 10 multiplied by I is 0 plus my 1 and I plus plus. So from where I was actually wrong, because I don't think it is something, no, all, don't depend it so much on AI. Let me just try to fix that by my own. So I was starting from actually 0 and I was less than num. So that's mean num value is 15. No, now it's 10 and multiply by I is completely 0. Okay, I think I was here is the same and it was not getting. So I just simply creating like for the rows. Okay, like row. This is the row and this is the row. Okay, rows and row, rows. Okay, this is the row placement and I was starting from the rows. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 1, 3. What are they skipping actually? Actually, one is incremental and one is plus, but it was not taking a 10 plus 6. 10 plus 3, 6 is 15, 15. No, no, why? Well, that means how they plus is 0 plus 1 is 0. 0 and 1 and 0. Oh, no, no. What that the print like? I don't understood of it. I was checking on the 0. The sum is fitting 0. So first thing they print was 0. Okay. Okay, okay. If you are watching that video, understand that what kind of error I was getting from that. Did you understand that the error? Because I really don't know what is an exactly error is. Because I was still struggling. You don't understand the error. If you just understand, just let me know in the chat. Okay, just let me know in the chat. From where it is just show a Fibonacci, but it's starting with a zero, I zero, and plus plus. Plus. So it was actually 166, 16, 2, 3, 1. Okay, I don't know what kind of a pattern it will be. If I was just simply printing the rows plus one, console dot log rows. Okay, what kind of space they give? Okay, let first thing I can just simply copy this code because we are little close, but there is still so many errors in this code. So let me just copy this code and explain me the explain me the error will be the error and how I can fix this. Don't provide me code first. Okay. Let's see what it's provide us to. DSA in JS. Bro, seriously, it's like torturing myself. Is doing DSA in JS is torturing? Bro, seriously? But I just feel like I doing something wrong. Should I just change the language? Samrat, should I change the language? Seriously, bro. Sometimes some people will suggest me to just language was independent in the DSA. And sometimes someone says you can use any kind of language. So if I was doing a DSA in JS, bro, it's a problem. If it is a problem, just I think I have to just move it from the CPP. But I, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? If I was just doing a DSA in JS, so which should I have to start moving to the CPP? So you need to maintain this one. Group is also using the round sound. Don't try to fix everything at once. Outer loop. How many rows do I need? How many rows I need to meet? Okay. I need 5 rows. Okay. And spaces. How many spaces are this row equivalent? I think that guy was one, but still, should I, if anyone just suggest me, like, should I start to moving, solving the questions of the DSA in something different language? Bro is just like I'm torturing myself. Bro just literally give me a trauma kind of thing. I think I choose the very wrong thing. I think. I just thought. But no problem. I think on the weekend I just start learning CPP, and once I was being confident in some product, then I can just simply move into that. Okay. Solving the questions in this CPP. Okay, let set number one. Set first Fibonacci number zero, set second Fibonacci number 12. We just start from 100 number. Calculate how many species are needed. Calculate how many species are needed. Add those spaces to the rows. Calculate how Fibonacci percentages are required for the vector value. Just to say, so average view duration is 0.9 seconds. Bro, it's I think YouTube is sending my impression to wrong viewer. They just simply jump, click on the video and just forget it. I think because this was actually a very bad average watch time. The first five, first zero, and first zero, and let second is one. Okay. Okay. And rows is starting with zero, and rows is less than equal to minimum, and that's also equal to that with spaces, so that is one is row minus one. And this is greater to the high starting over equal to rows. Okay. And I plus. Plus net first plus net. Yeah. I think the space, I think I understand that from where the space, together this code of actually correct. Okay. Printing spaces code was number minus num minus rows. Okay, num minus rows minus 1. So that's now a num is 10 and 10 minus I is num is 10, 10 minus rows is 0 and 0 minus 1. So it's 4 now. It's actually 9. So first thing they print 9 spaces and rows plus plus plus. And here the actual coding part is print Fibonacci numbers. So first the creating of, I think I just need to see the entire code and then I will write it by a manual. Okay, so first thing here I can see the code of the let row starting with a zero and rows is less than equal to minimum because spaces are print Fibonacci starting with a zero and I is less than equal to rows and I plus rows plus my first is equal to my zero and let next is equal to me. And first thing the rows value is row is completely blank and first is zero. To print the zero and in that after that they just simply goes to here and let next is equal to when first plus my second and first is equal to my second and second is equal to 4 let I starting from the 0 and I is running until less than equal to rows and I plus plus. Okay. And for loop at 4 and it's then simply row plus equal to is equal to the first. First plus space. Okay. Once the space has been created, then just simply creating a one space. Otherwise, all numbers have been attached for that. And here I just simply assign the value. And should I need to declare it? Okay, I don't need to declare it in the loop. So I just creating that first. First is equal first is equal to my zero. And then second is equal to my one. Okay. Okay. And now for that, we just simply writing let let next is equal to my first plus second. First plus second. So what happened in that? So next in the first plus my second, that first value is 0 and second is 1. Okay. So it was completely in the first they're printing a 0 value and the next first plus my second. So it was stored at first and first is equal to my second and second is equal to my next. Okay. So it's all dot log. Seriously, why the code is not working? I think they're just printing the spaces but not numbers. Next is equal to my first plus my second, first is equal to my second, and second is equal to my first. Okay. Okay, I just not copy and paste the entire code. First thing, I just simply see what is that happen in that program, and I just simply write by a manual. Okay, first thing I can see in that program, it's starting from the first was starting from the zero. Okay, and first starting from the zero, and let's start again starting from the one two, and now the rows starting from the zero, and rows is starting from zero, and rows is less than equal to now. And rows plus plus. Let rows equal to my spaces, print spaces like I starting with zero, I is less than num minus rows minus one plus I plus plus, rows plus printing spaces, print Fibonacci's. So let I starting from the zero and num minus. Okay, they're just printing rows from the rows. So if we just try to write num print spaces. Print spaces for that num minus row minus one. So it's completely num minus row minus one. Okay. Print Fibonacci let I starting with zero. I is less than equal to rows and I plus plus and row plus my first is equal to my spaces and let what I can just miss in that code. I think it's completely same. Num is 10. Okay. First thing I can also put the num is 5 there. Okay, so 5 there and first 0 and second is 1. So first is 0 and second is 1. That was on the outer loop. Okay. And for let row starting from 0 and row is less than equal to num and row plus plus and let row is equal to mechanically spaces, print spaces. But that will I start from the 0 and I greater than num minus rows minus 1 and I plus plus and rows and rows is equal to my species, principal again branch from zero and then to the row by from okay, okay, okay. But that why it's something V and versus. We are just simply taking a word of that. Okay, it is like what is the difference between both of the code? The difference between both of the code. Even I don't understand that what is an exactly difference. Bro, if you anyone understand that, what is the difference? I don't know what the difference is. Working code, I think I'm incremented or I just assign it. Oh, wow. I have to just add that. It's actually, no, I know, but what the difference? Now the code is working and you should understood how we print a Fibonacci private pattern. I hope you understood and the pattern was not hard so much. And if you don't understand this, you let me know in the chat so I can just explain it as an easy way. Okay, that's a very easy way. Because in that particular pattern, what exactly happened, you can simply see this was the variable that we have assigned. Okay, we just simply put the 15 here. And first variable and second variable. The Fibonacci, what the exactly Fibonacci, they just simply plus the previous value and the current value. So here the first value is 0. So every you know that if we just starting from that whole number, so we just printing as a whole number and whole number is starting from the 0. So this is a 0 and this is the second value of whole number. So this is 1. So 0 and 1 and that row is starting from 0 and row is run until less than or equal to 1 now. So now rows plus plus and row and we have creating a row. Okay, this is the completely for rows variable and this is the row. Okay, now you can see that this is the row. You can see this is the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. So we just simply creating a fifth row. Okay, so this is the row, and I was starting from zero. Okay, and I was less run until it's less than num minus 1. So num value is initially is 50. Just suppose I don't take need to write a big value. That is 5. And 5 minus rows is 0 and minus 1. So that's mean 5 minus 0 is 5 and then minus 1. So that's it 4. So simply it's 4 here and then I plus plus and rows plus is equal to my spaces. So they're simply printing up 4 spaces here. Okay. And after that, they just simply goes to there and it is printing I plus is equal to 0. And this is for the space program. And here we can just write our actually Fibonacci numbers. And the Fibonacci numbers that I was starting from the 0 and I was less than equal to my rows and I plus this. So rows plus is equal to me starting from this first. So that's mean row is meant that's mean first print the spaces and then the first value is 0. So 0 and then is spaces. Okay, simple. It's spaces for that, so it's the number is combined that making so messy. So that's why I'm using this. Okay. And here you can see that first, and then now the next variable creating is first plus the second. So in the next variable, we have next value, and first is now second, and second is next. So you can simply see that in that value next variable we have a one. Okay, and in that second variable, the first variable is now is second. So that means the value of second is row. Okay, the first value is second. So now second is first plus and second is one, and first plus second is equal to min. It's one, and second is equal to my next, and next is one. Okay, so it's one, and then after that it's completely one. So it prints a zero. Okay, first plus and second is one, and so in zero they're just printing that one is here. Okay, and now it's two. So you can see that the first plus my second is one plus one. The value of next is two, and first is equal to me simply one. Okay, and the second we have a two. So this will be printing a two, and that's on the pattern was printing. Okay, and I hope you understood this code. And now it's time to good. Okay, now it's time to go. And I think I hope you enjoy the streaming session. And if you have any kind of question, you can just simply join my Discord server and ask me anything you want. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe my channel so you can just understood and just see my journey. Okay. This is for that. And the tomorrow session, we have just printing a diamond number pattern, butterfly half pattern, and Halloween heart class. So this is some kind of pattern. We are on the printing on the tomorrow session. This is for the today's, and I hope you like the streaming session. And if you really enjoy that, hit the like button and subscribe it. Okay. This is for the today. Thanks for watching the streaming session. Good night. Not a good night, it's a good evening, and bye bye. Take care.